On June 2nd, 1784, the state of New Hampshire came into existence. The very first law New Hampshire ever passed was that all men are born equally free and independent. Therefore, all government of right originates from the people, is founded in consent, and instituted for the general good. The second law New Hampshire ever passed, they said, Part 1, Article 2, all men have certain natural, essential, and inherent rights, among which are the enjoying and defending of life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and in a word, of seeking and obtaining happiness. Equality of rights under the laws shall not be denied or abridged by this state on account of race, creed, sex, or national origin. Okay. The third law New Hampshire ever passed, Part 3, it says, when men enter into a state of society, they surrender up some of their natural rights to that society in order to ensure the protection of others. Without such an equivalent, the surrender is void. I'm going to repeat that. When men enter into a state of society, they surrender up some of their natural rights to that society in order to ensure the protection of others. Without such an equivalent, the surrender is void. Okay, I didn't know that until, well, about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I never read the Constitution for the state of New Hampshire. But ignorance of the law is no excuse, as they always say. I entered this society in 1992 when Clinton was running for office. Right? I didn't know that my natural rights were that all men have certain natural, essential, inherent rights, among which are the enjoying and defending life and liberty, and acquiring and possessing property. And it says that when I enter the society, I surrender some of my natural rights to that society in order to ensure the protection of others. Without such an equivalent, that surrender is void. Okay, so I'm supposed to surrender my natural right to... Where was I supposed to surrender my natural rights? Do I take it to the police office? Do I take it to City Hall? Where do I take it to? Matter of fact, I'm going to find that out tomorrow. I'm going to go to City Hall and say, hey, I read the Constitution, and it says to me that when men enter into a state of society, they surrender up some of their natural rights to that society in order to ensure the protection of others. Without such an equivalent, as surrender is void. I want to know which are my natural rights that I surrendered. First and foremost, what is the definition of a natural right? And let's say liberty. Liberty is freedom from bodily restraint. Okay, now, liberty. I'm at liberty to... When I go to court on the 5th, I'm going to raise this issue about the state of New Hampshire. According to the Constitution for the state of New Hampshire, Part 2, Article 1, the people inhabiting the territory formerly called the province of New Hampshire do hereby solemnly and mutually agree with each other to form themselves into a free, sovereign, and independent body politic or state by the name of the state of New Hampshire. Hold up. Okay, now this was written on July 2nd, 1784. So the people inhabiting the territory formerly called the province of New Hampshire back in July 2nd, 1784, all of them, because I wasn't born yet, do hereby solemnly and mutually agree with each other. Everybody, I'm sure there was somebody in the mountains somewhere who didn't come to that vote. But for the sake of argument, let's assume everybody from the state of New Hampshire was there. Okay. Form themselves into a free, sovereign, and independent state, independent body politic or state, by the name of the state of New Hampshire. So the people inhabiting the territory for the state of New Hampshire their name is the state of New Hampshire. So how can I be the state of New Hampshire and Khrushchev, Banachek, Barnett too? The prosecutor can't prosecute itself. How about if the state of New Hampshire is the people of the state of New Hampshire? How can I have a jury trial? Because everybody on the jury is the state of New Hampshire, and they are the victim. Everybody is the victim. Get the fuck out of here. Nah, not Barbara Jean's second born son.